What is up, bros, bears, muscle mommies, and everything in between? As always, this is Patrick, full promo power, your mom's favorite power lifter. Welcome back to another episode as we prep for the 2025 PLU Power Surge in Chicago, Illinois. It's the loudest state in the nation because it's Illinoisy. In September 13th, 2025. Before we get started, I got a question for you guys. What is your least favorite training week when it comes to training for powerlifting? This week is a deload week. Not my least favorite week. The week before meet is my personal least favorite week because that means I don't go to the gym. I don't push myself. It's really recovery based, so I kind of get bored and positively lazy, where being lazy is a positive thing, which meh. So I find other things to stress me out, like Pokemon or video games. Fun fact, the number one powerlifter in the state of Washington is also the number one competitive Pokemon player in the region, Shane Haller. Anyway, so today we had a deload bench day. Now, I've been playing around with a couple different ideas when it comes to deloads because my old deload is a little aggressive. The new deload style is not my jam. So we're playing around with finding the happy medium between the two. So back when I was with Greg Penor, I used the fifth set method. So I'm very familiar with fifth set, and I do use fifth set when I coach my clients because fifth set is the most consistent and you get the most data on your lifters and you're able to really adapt training towards where their fatigue level's at because you're constantly checking. It's not an auto-regulated, it's more of a manual regulated training system. But it comes from that era where the majority of powerlifters were multiply. Greg Penora, if you've ever seen West Side vs. the World, there was an entire section about him, about how he overcame, not Louis Simmons, Chuck V. And he still uses that on his Tinder profile in 2025. Fun fact. So the old school method of deloading is taking 50% for a 5x1 to 3. Cool. The new school method is take your lightest day and cut the reps in half. Or take the lightest day of the previous block and cut the reps in half. I don't like that method because I don't get as recovered as I have before, or like, you know what I mean. It doesn't feel like I get fully recovered. Whereas in multiply, you used to basically melt your face off with training, and then you needed a superior level of deloadability and recoverability in order to fully recover from training day. So I find a happy medium. If it's 50%, then I need something like 315. I threw about 365 on the bar, which is just a green off. I don't like using change plates on deload weeks because I feel like that's too much effort of mathematics, and it's like you're trying to recover. You don't need to load up the bar to recover. Like I could have done a 2x2 at 455 this week, and that would have been good. Looking back, that might have been a little bit better than what I did. I did a 5x1 at 363, I think is what 3 plates on a bar using kilo plates is. So it's not too terrible. It's still trying to find that happy medium, but I've been using this deload style for so long, I know it works for me. So why fix something that's not broken, you know? So we did a 5x1 at 363, and then we didn't even start there. We started off with a super hyper intensive stretching under a load, and hyper intensive is I didn't count. So usually when you're doing stretches, you're like, do a 10 count, do a 60 count, stretch for a minute, stretch for 2 minutes. Where my hyper intensive stretching, which was at the beginning of this video and sped up because the base video was 8 minutes long, is stretch until it doesn't hurt anymore. And since it's sped up, you can probably see the range of motion slowly getting more and more. And then when I'm done stretching, I do 10 reps of whatever muscle group that I'm trying to do. So started off with some chest stretching. So I finished off with some chest flies. And I'm only using 10 pounds. So you're basically stretching and then getting blood flow to the area. And then I think next what I did was rotator cuff. Where you're basically doing a 90-degree hinge, getting the weights next to your ears, but pinning your elbows as close as you can, keeping that 90-degree between your torso, armpit, elbow, forearm area thing. So it kind of looks like like Harry Potter's lightning bolt scar. If it was made by an autistic person who, like me, doesn't like things outside of 90 degrees. Really working that rotator cuff, because rotator cuffs are the first things to go when you are an older, experienced powerlifter. It's either pec minor or rotator cuff. Rotator cuff, it's like once you get old, that's what goes. When you're younger, it's usually the pec minor or pec. But if you become a super old, super experienced lifter, they both kind of go at the same time. And that's what happened to Scott Mendelson. Fun fact, I was debating with Sophie this week about X body weight lifts. And she was like, oh, you bench twice your body weight, don't you? And I'm like, no, that'd have to be like 690 right now, because I'm weighing in at 345 on the dot. I weighed in at 346 this morning, and I'm on my way to Panera to get, they got I think they call it Hearty White bread. And I'm a Hearty White, so I really like the bread, but it's fluffy. It's sweet. It's really good. I get it thick cut, and I'm gonna make some French toast when I get home. But like not super fancy French toast. Try and make like protein French toast, where instead of using heavy cream and butter, I'm using Fairlife fat-free milk and eggs. So, and cinnamon. Oh, I also have to pick up some syrup. But anyways, that was an ADHD tangent. Where did I come from? Where did I go? Where did I come from? Cotton Eye Joe. There has only been one instance since 2013 of a super heavyweight benching twice their body weight. Let that sink in. And yeah. So I would like to be the next one. So, whether or not it's because I'm doing 2 meets a year, one heavy, one light, and I bench like 650 at 320, or 325 or less, or if I end up benching close to 7 at 350. Time will only tell. But we finished off the stretching. We also did the reverse of the rotator cuff. Basically, we're stretching out our shoulders, chest, and biceps, because I mean the pec fly also stretches out the bicep, and that's a good thing to do. So we did that. We did our 5x1 at 365-ish, and then we did some bicep and tricep. I wasn't going to do super intense setups for this, so I kind of just did some hammer curls. Not hammer curls, but since we're recovering, we wanted as much stretch as possible, so we did some curls and then did some standing overhead tricep extensions, and then finished off with some back, really focusing. I did not load up the back at all. I was just really hoping to get a really good stretch in the middle of the back, and really stretch out the lats, the traps, the obliques, everything that's tight right now, because I popped my rib out a couple months ago, my right rib, one of the ribs on my right side, and now my left side is a little angry, so got to really work on stretching things out under a load. But that was training day last night. Yeah, and I had a good conversation with the owner, Alec, and he was giving me some social media advice. So check out the Instagram, Full Primal Power, on Instagram to see what kinds of things he suggested I do, because I'm implementing them immediately. because he was talking about how to become a full-time coach. I don't want to be a full-time powerlifting coach. I want to be a part-time powerlifting coach. Because medical benefits are a thing that I get from my job. And I don't want to lose those. So if you like this video, leave a like. Answer my question, please, because I am curious. What is your least favorite training day? And like, comment, subscribe, share with your mother. She probably misses me. I went to get milk, and I kind of got lost on the way. So I'm getting some bread for Panera and making up for it with some French toast. Anyways, full promo power patty. We are out.